Hello everybody, this is TerranDax. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get to it. Apple just had an event on their Apple Park campus, hosted in the Steve Jobs Theater, and I want to unpack it. What did Apple have to talk about, and how are our lives going to change? Let's find out. We all expected an iPhone announcement, and yet they decided to start with the App Store. More specifically, they started with Apple Arcade, which seems to be packed with lots of interesting looking games. And they're working with companies like Konami and Capcom, and a whole bunch of other companies. It will be available on September 19th for $4.99 for a family plan. Not bad. Then they moved on to Apple TV Plus. They showed us some of their original content, like The Morning Show, which apparently, according to Entertainment Magazine, is fall's most anticipated series. We also spotted Jason Momoa in C, and a bunch of other titles. That will be available November 1st for $4.99 for a family plan. Unless you buy an iPhone, iPad, or Mac, then you get it for 1 year for free. Then they moved on to iPadOS, showed us the new iPad with a bigger screen, more pixels, and some pretty slick multitasking features, as well as many other things they thought were worth putting up on a slide. Then they told us it was made from 100% recycled aluminum. Kudos to you, Apple. Apparently, it's going to start at $329. Then Apple decided to take a page out of their own book and talk about how awesome their last Apple Watch was, specifically with regards to the success they've had with Apple Health research, including the Apple Heart Study, Apple Hearing Study, working with the World Health Organization and the University of Michigan, Apple Women's Health Study, working with the National Institute of Environmental Health and Harvard School of Public Health. There's also the Apple Heart and Movement Study, in which they partner with the American Heart Association and Brigham Health, and then a bunch of pretty things you can see on your watch. Then they moved on to Apple Watch Series 5 with their brand new always-on display. This apparently uses LTPO technology, something that they designed that allows them to better control the screen and the power that goes to the screen. They have a new ambient light sensor, display driver, and a power management chip, which allows them to give us these features and still achieve all-day battery life. They also put in a compass, which you can put into one of your watch faces or use as a standalone app. There's international emergency calling, lots of pretty colors, and it too seems to be made out of 100% recycled aluminum, or non-recycled titanium, or dark titanium, or ceramic in these colors, and more. Then we have a nice pretty slide full of mentionables onto the iPhone. Apple wanted us to know that their last phones reached 99% combined customer satisfaction. Then they showed off the new iPhone 11, which comes in 6 different colors. Has a nice mid-size LCD display, comes with something they call stereoscopic sound, which looks cool, and supports Dolby Atmos sound profiles. Then we moved on to the upgraded camera, and the camera's new buddy, the ultra-wide camera, which takes ultra-wide shots, which actually look really good compared to the regular shot, as you can see. In a very Apple way, both cameras are on, you can see both cameras, and you can switch between them easily. And we get night mode, which makes dark shots, like this one, look more like that. Cool! Here we can see a quick demo of how you use the camera and what wide angle, regular angle looks like. Then they told us about Quick Take. As you're snapping photos in the regular photo app, all you have to do is hold it down and switch to video, which effectively replaces burst photos. Apple seems very proud of their camera, as they should be. Here are all the new features, except for Apple's new hashtag, slow feeds. Then we move on to performance, something that Apple has always been very proud of, as they should be. As Ben Thompson from Stratechery points out, the A12 was years ahead of its time. In fact, today's modern flagship Android devices, like the Samsung Galaxy S10, Huawei P20, cannot keep up with last year's XR, let alone the new one. And Apple says it's the fastest CPU in a smartphone. Then they show off the GPU, which they say is the fastest, with 1 hour more battery life. Slide full of features, take a look if you wish, or we can move on to the Pro. This one seems to have 3 cameras, and a color, another color, and another color, and another color. What I'm excited about is this Pro display. Last display was great, they calibrated it well, but the new one outperforms that one. Individually calibrated at the factory, they're bound to be great screens. which allows Apple to use the term Pro Performance when referring to their A13 powered phones. In fact, there's lots of hardware well beyond the A13. Hardware that works great for machine learning. In fact, they have new hardware called Machine Learning Accelerator on a chip capable of 1 trillion operations per second. And a chip designed for low power usage, which they should be able to do with this many transistors, with more efficiency CPU cores and the ability for them to turn on and turn off and alter power between different parts of the chip whenever they want, giving them a chip that will lead the pack for years, the A13 Bionic. Then they called something a Pro battery, with 4 extra hours on the regular phone and 5 extra hours on the big phone. Oh, and a fast charger. Cool. Then on to the triple camera. First camera, regular camera, they call wide. The zoomed-in lens, they call telephoto. And the new companion, the ultra-wide, which takes ultra-wide shots and gives Apple the chance to say pro photography. I mean, iPhone photography is probably going to be pretty amazing. In fact, just using the camera app looks to be smooth and sleek and wonderful. I cannot wait. We got a sneak peek at something they call Deep Fusion, which just seems to be like more data processed. Apparently it processes millions of pixels many times with many shots. So here's your slide. Very Apple-y. Looks good. But I'm way more excited about this company and the app they made, Filmic. This camera, this phone is so powerful you can use all your cameras at once, see what's happening on all of them, and even choose which cameras you want to record from, even if that means you want to choose multiples. Yes! I mean, if you're having a conversation with somebody, you sit them there, me sit here, and just have a conversation and get both angles. Come on, that's awesome. Then we get some pretty iPhone footage in the factory where they're testing, laboratory, factory, whatever, and then we get the prices of the iPhones. $999 for the regular Pro and $1099 for the Pro Max. Available September 20th. Then they talked about Apple retail for a brief second, and then they moved on to the end. Please, please, please subscribe to my videos, hit like, hit the bell. I really want to make more videos in the future, and if people like it, I will continue to do so. Hit me up with some comments, ask questions. Hope you're having a great day, great night, great morning, great life. Hope to see you next video.